So in Diamond Dynasty, everyone wants to have the best team in the game. We want all 99s. And in order to get all 99s, for a lot of the cards, we're going to need Stubs. Now, Stubs is the money of Diamond Dynasty. It's the currency that makes you buy players, which can lead to collections, which lead to other players. Now, obviously, a bunch of players are obtainable by just playing the game, and you don't need to buy them with Stubs. But Stubs are a insanely important part of Diamond Dynasty. And so today I'm going to talk about my favorite ways to get Stubs in MLB The Show. In Diamond Dynasty, those of you guys who are new, there are a lot of investments that you can make in this game, which is really crazy to say because it's a video game. But there are so many different things you can do. And the first one is everyone's favorite, and it's most certainly my favorite way to make Stubs, which are roster update investments. So let's go to player updates here. Roster update, there's obviously not going to be anything here because we haven't had a roster update yet. But what roster updates are when SDS upgrades or downgrades players overall and their individual stat ratings for like contact power, etc. of the MLB players based on their in real life performance. And so what's going to happen in Diamond Dynasty, which is unique to MLB The Show and is really, really cool, is it'll actually affect their live series cards. So if you can put two and two together, if you invest in players who are like an 80 overall, you buy them for cheap, and then in a roster update they go up to an 85 overall, you're going to be making a ton of Stubs. This is live series investing, where you take live series cards, you buy a bunch of them at a low price before they get a roster update, and then they get an upgrade, and then you sell them and you make literally free Stubs by doing nothing. Obviously, besides buying the cards, you don't have to play the game at all. You just have to make smart decisions and you'll make tons of Stubs. I think in MLB The Show 22, the highest amount of profit I made on a roster update day, I think was like 2.2 mil. I think the highest I've ever gotten was one MLB The Show 21 day. There was one roster update where there were like 10 new diamonds, and I cashed out on like 8 of them, and I made at least 3 million Stubs. And I mean, I'm telling you guys, especially if you're no money spent like I am this year, this is going to be the biggest and most important way to make Stubs in Diamond Dynasty. Continuing with investing, not talking about live series cards, but just talking about smart investments related to content in the game is another way. For example, if we go to programs and we go to a player or other programs, they're going to be releasing more programs as the year goes on. I'm going to bring up an example from MLB The Show 22. They released, I think it was I don't remember who was the first one. I'm just going to use the Kansas City, or no, it was the Nationals. So they released a program focused on the new Washington Nationals City Connect jerseys, and it had a diamond player item in the program. Now, there were exchange missions where you have to exchange live series players from the Nationals. And I don't think they have the calendar yet, but when they finally put the calendar up, they're going to have a calendar on the home screen of all the content that's set to come out in the future. And so basically when they announce content that's going to happen a week later, prepare for it. So for example, for that Nationals program last year, I saw, like let's say it was April 3rd, and I was playing Diamond Dynasty, and it said Washington National City Connect program, April 10th. What I did was I went to the marketplace, I invested in a ton of Washington Nationals live series cards and legends and flashbacks that I could with my Stubs. And then when the program came out, all of their prices skyrocketed because you needed them to do missions for that program, and you needed to exchange them. So their prices were super inflated, and just like that, I make a ton of Stubs. These are little things that can make you super rich in this game that you just have to pay attention to, and I'm going to be showing you all of them through specific individual videos, and in my No Money Spent series I'm definitely going to be talking about them. So make sure you guys subscribe if you're new, by the way. But that's another thing, is based off trends. Another trend I'm going to bring up, let's say we go to ranked seasons, online modes, ranked seasons, solo, it doesn't matter. You see if this could load and let me move, they have individual diamond rewards for all of these series, or for all of these ratings. You have Pennant Race, you have 92-92, like you have exclusive cards for these rewards. These cards in every single MLB The Show, when they get pulled out of the pack, because when the new season, which we don't have to worry about for a while, but I'm just using this as an example, when the new season occurs, these cards are gone, and the only way you can get them is on the marketplace. So what happens with cards, I call those cards extinct cards, meaning you can't get them at all unless you buy them off the marketplace. These cards get super expensive. They're way more expensive than their value. I invest in these right before they become extinct, using my vocabulary. This is another just investment based off of a trend in Diamond Dynasty. There's a lot to this game where you can just make stubs by doing nothing, and this is what I mean by investing off of trends in Diamond Dynasty. So now we're at the community market, and this place is, it's loaded with cards. It's loaded with, stub prices, and this place is going to be a key place to make stubs by flipping. And what flipping is, for you newcomers, flipping is when you buy someone at a low price, and then once the order goes through, you immediately sell it and you just make profit. So let me give you an example. Let's just use Eddie Matthews. Obviously, this is not going to happen very often because there aren't many Eddie Matthews on the market, but I'm just going to use this as an example. The margins are never going to be this big, I would say. But if we look at the sell order, it's 140,000. So what I would do if I had the stubs, I would create a buy order at 140,000 and one stub. Okay, that's a mil. I would place the order, right? I would wait for the order to go through. I would get Eddie Matthews, and then once he's in my inventory, I would immediately sell him for 245,554. Now there is some tax involved with buying, or with buying there's no tax. With selling there is a tax, but you're still getting a ton of stubs. Like this is a drastic example, so the margins aren't ever going to be this big. But for example, you bought this Eddie Matthews at 145,000 stubs, and then you get 221,000 subs from selling it, and you literally, all you did was you flipped it, and you got like 70 something thousand stubs just by doing that. Now obviously, again, for the third time, it's never going to be that big of a margin, but that is what flipping is. So let me bring up a live series card, for example. Maybe, I don't know about diamonds. I'll go through some silvers. Let's look at this Oswaldo Cabrera right here. So we can put a buy order in for 224. So it would be 224 stubs to buy this card. And then once it's bought, we would sell it for 421. So 379 minus 224, that is 379 minus 224, that is 155 stubs if my quick maths are correct. Literally just 155 stubs by doing nothing, basically. Now this is pretty boring and pretty tedious, but if you are a grinder, this is a great way to make stubs. So now I'm going to talk about if you are good at the game. Let's go to online modes. Obviously ranked seasons, these rewards are insane. You can sell them for a lot of stubs. Battle Royale, if you go 12-0, you can get an insane amount of stubs. You can also get a lot of stubs by doing the BR program. Events is a nice one because it's a lot easier. You don't have to be really good at the game to get the rewards. You just have to get all the wins, and you can get some cards that you can sell. Like for example, Mookie's around 70k right now. They're going to drop obviously because the game's been out for only like 13 hours. But events are another way to make stubs. Online, I don't think they're the most efficient, but they are a good way to make stubs. The last method I'm going to talk about is the speed method, which is what I call it. And basically what this is when new content first releases, you get the card super fast, you sell it, you wait, and then when the price drops, you buy it back. So not only do you keep the card, but you get a ton of free stubs. So for example, if we go to the XP reward path, let's say I speed through this to the season 1 boss. I will take Bob Gibson, for example. I'll pick him. I'll sell him. I'm obviously making up all these numbers. I'll sell him for, let's say he's going for 200K. I'll sell him for 200K. I'll wait like 4 weeks or however long I want to until his price drops. And then let's say in 4 weeks his price is like 60K. I buy him back. So not only do I still have the player, obviously you aren't going to have the player for the time period that you wait, but you're going to be making free stubs because I, hypothetically, obviously, I got through this program really quickly. I sold the card while they were expensive because obviously right when cards come out, they're going to be expensive. And as more and more people get the card, the prices are going to drop. I sell it right away, wait a while for more people to get the card, then I buy it back, and I make free stubs. So that's the speed method. You can do this in a lot of things. You can do it in events. You can do it in XP reward path. Team Affinity, the rewards are non-sellable, but yeah, I mean, you can do it in a lot of things. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys are new to the channel, I'm Nick from Big Guns Gaming. Make sure you guys drop a sub, follow me on all my socials. I'll be posting a ton of MLB The Show 23 Diamond Dynasty content this year. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I've been your host, Nick from Big Guns Gaming. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.